Happy New Year, everyone. Congratulations on making it through 2021, which for many of us was a continuation of 2020 and probably wasn't all that great of a year because we were yet again dealing with COVID. But in this video, I want to talk to you about some of the, most important lessons that I learned this past year, because it was one filled with a lot of growth. And I would say probably the most important thing I learned over the last year and practice was staying true to myself and the importance of that, because it just makes your life so much better. I mean, I implemented this when dating, and it helped tremendously because there were so many times where the old me would have wanted to kind of not necessarily force interactions to work out, but I would want to kind of see how things would go further than I knew I should have. And now I just learned the importance of staying true to myself, where if I knew that a woman wasn't exactly a good fit for me, then I would just stop the interaction sooner rather than later, because I've just learned enough by now that if you keep trying to make something work that isn't exactly good for you, that's something that you know isn't a good fit for you, then you're not being true to yourself, and you're basically just wasting your own time pretty much. And I have done that a lot in the past, where I'd be talking to a woman, there would be something off, and maybe I found her attractive enough, or there was something about her personality I liked enough that I would try to see how things would go, even though I knew deep down that it wasn't going to work out. So this year I didn't do so much of that anymore. Now I'm a lot more choosy, and if I know that a woman isn't quite right, if there's something that feels off, even if she's a great woman, I'm going to stay true to myself now, which means just not wasting my time or her time, because I don't want to waste her time either. She could be spending time going on dates with me where there's no future with me. She could spend that time on a guy who actually would be able to build something with her. But if I'm not him, then continuing to take her out on dates would be wasting her time. So that's one important lesson. But I also just learned the importance of choosing yourself, because, I mean, as a guy, us guys get rejected quite a lot. And when you're younger, you take it personally because nobody has really taught you how to handle rejection in a healthy manner. At least that's the case for many of us, unfortunately. Society doesn't really teach you it. A lot of parents don't teach you it. And I mean, that's not a fault of their own, but it's just something that a lot of us have to learn how to navigate on our own. And that happened with me as well. I never was really told how to handle rejection well. But now I've just learned the importance of choosing myself when someone else isn't willing to choose me, whether it be for a job interview or especially when it comes to dating, because so many people take rejection personally and they think that there's something wrong with them. But we should shift our way of thinking in that regard, and instead of feeling bad about ourselves because this person rejected us, we should be thinking instead, hey, this person clearly wasn't going to be a good fit for me. I'm glad that they're no longer wasting my time. That's the way we should think, instead of thinking, oh, boo-hoo, poor me, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not confident enough, I'm not X, Y, and Z enough. Let's get rid of that stupid negative self-talk and just focus on, hey, person wasn't a good fit for me, because if they were, then they would have chosen me. But since they didn't, since they rejected me, ghosted me, whatever they did, I'm going to pick myself up, choose myself, and keep going forward without this person in my life. And I'm not going to spend any more time trying to chase them or convince them that I'm good enough for them, because they don't want me, and I'm going to respect that. I'm going to leave them in the past and keep moving forward. That's another important thing that I learned. I mean, I've kind of learned that for a few years now. It's just more so that this year I really solidified that, and now it's been a lot easier for me to handle rejection. Now I'd rather be rejected sooner rather than later. I mean, well, that's kind of been the case for a while yet again. But it's just, this year has taught me the importance of choosing yourself in general, because so often we don't do that. And so often we take things personally when we really shouldn't. We should just move on. And I mean, here's another thing, and I actually do want to make a video on this later on. We often get offended or feel bad about ourselves when someone doesn't even find us attractive. But yet again, why should we spend any time caring about that or crying over it? If someone doesn't find us attractive, then they're clearly not right for us. That's it, point blank. So we shouldn't spend any more time on them. We shouldn't try to convince them that we're attractive enough. We shouldn't try to dress better or put on more makeup for all the ladies out there for that person. If they don't find you attractive enough, just respect that, move on, don't take it personally. Hey, there we go. That's another lesson I've learned this year, that we shouldn't take so many things personally, and yet we often do. For those of you who follow a lot of my videos, you'll know that I made a daily reminder talking about how you should respect people's boundaries and not take things personally, and I did that like a few days ago, really. And that's another important thing, because so many people take it personally when someone just upholds a boundary of theirs. For instance, if there's some behavior that you do or some words that you say that someone doesn't like because of their past history, well, just respect that. Rather than taking it personally, getting offended, feeling bad about yourself, thinking that person rejected you because they probably didn't, they're just telling you that there was something, some behavior or some words from their past that they don't like because there's a negative history with those actions or those words. So instead of taking it personally, which so many people do, just respect it, accept it, and move on. It has nothing to do with you, right? Because it's based on their history. People's boundaries are always based on their history. So it has nothing to do with you. You weren't the one that made them create that boundary, right? So getting offended over it and taking it personally is just stupid. That's being self-centered. You're like focusing on yourself when this has everything to do with the other person. So yeah, learning not to take so many things personally is also just huge. And like I said, we shouldn't take it personally when someone doesn't find us attractive, when they reject us, because those things have everything to do with them. And we should be focusing on finding people who will like us as we are. And if someone doesn't find us attractive or they reject us, then clearly they aren't the right person for us, right? Because the right person won't reject us, they will find us attractive, and so on and so forth. So those are probably some of the main key lessons that I've learned this year, and they've really changed the way I think, and I'm grateful for that. So hopefully me sharing them with you will help you put these into practice in your own life and see how they work for you as well, because yeah, they're pretty helpful. We really get so caught up on dating and taking things personally, and we don't really need to. Like, we really don't. We should just embody the philosophy of it is what it is and move on, instead of, oh God, I feel horrible and I feel bad about myself and so many things. Just accept it, let go of it, and move on. It's more of what we need to do. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Yet again, Happy New Year, guys. It's pretty crazy that another year has gone by so freaking quickly. I mean, what the hell, my birthday's coming up soon. I'm gonna be another year older, so yeah, it's just time flies. So make sure you're actually creating the life that you desire, that you're not just letting things happen to you willy-nilly. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like content like this, and be sure to subscribe. If you already are, then be sure to like the video. That's the easiest way you can help me out, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and let me know what your key lessons were this year. What were the most important things you learned about yourself, or the most important lessons you learned this year? I'd be curious to hear. And otherwise, share this video to anyone you think would benefit from it. And as always, guys, remember, we're all on this journey together. So the most important thing is that you just keep going, keep moving forward, keep taking things day by day, and soon enough we'll get through another year, and hopefully we'll come out at some point with COVID behind us. But we'll see how things go. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.